Chapter 11, A Life and Death Struggle, revealing the inside story. Just before the second system message, there were still people who swore that the person who sold the poison was Mike and not Trudeau. Now, those people felt as if they were being strangled. Instantly, there was no sound. All the chat channels had obviously paused. Then, countless angry voices appeared. Didn't Trudeau sell real goods? Why have they been blocked now? Hilarious. Is it my eyesight? Why can't I find Mike's name? It must be my fault. Time to get a pair of glasses. I can't read. Might I ask what the first name on the banned list is? I was wondering how such a good thing could happen. Selling resources with the same effect for half the price. TSK, such things were really just too good to be true. Those who had been tricked by Trudeau jumped out to fight back. Many of them had been poisoned and they were quite dissatisfied with Trudeau, but more people had not been poisoned, so their voices were repressed. After all, the camp could still restore energy. Most of the people had only been saving up on the special materials and not using them, so they naturally did not find out if theirs was poisoned or not. Now that the hammer had been dropped, these victims finally had a chance to seek justice for themselves. Private channel. Private channels could be set up in the game. This way, the chat interface would have a private channel interface that would be equivalent to the guild channel of other games. Currently, there was a private channel called Hunt Down Mike. There was absolute silence. Then, a voice emerged and broke the silence. What should we do? Are we still hunting down Mike? Although Mike was selling at an expensive price, I'm actually very relieved. It's considered quite fair if you look at it in detail. If you don't know, then ask, how do I remove people from the blacklist on the trade market? Why can't I find the button to remove it? That seems to be temporarily unable to be removed. Then what should I do? Don't tell me that I won't have enough special materials to go out. It seems that I only have the option to respawn. If I respawn, no one will be on my blacklist anymore. What a scam. Sob. Who did you block? Mike? I almost blocked him too. Thankfully, I didn't. Har. Me too. I didn't block him because I wanted to scold Mike. Har. I hope he hasn't seen my messages scolding him. I'm leaving, this place isn't worth staying in anymore. Let's meet again if fate permits. Me too. I'm leaving the channel. Bye. Don't tell me I'm the only one who stupidly blacklisted Mike. Hey, help me think of a solution. I'm so anxious. The public's opinion had taken a huge turn. Everywhere they looked, all of their words had turned to praises for Mike. They originally thought that it was too expensive, but now everyone was relieved. Good things should be priced that way. There was no such thing as being too expensive. If it is too expensive for you, find your own replacement. In the exchange, Mike's account had a large number of followers. Currently, 10,025,225 followers. 10 million followers. His was the first account to break through 10 million followers. At the same time, it is also the only account that has more than 10,000 followers among the rest. In short, in first place was Mike with 10 million followers and 8,000 followers in second place. The difference in popularity was absurd. Somewhere in a canyon. A figure flashed past quickly like the cliffs were as flat as ground. Anyone who saw her would believe that she was not an ordinary person. She approached an exotic beast and swiftly killed it. The exotic beast's huge body fell to the ground with a thud. The loot was bountiful. The game was a virtual projection, but her appearance and figure were the same as in real life. If she showed herself, she would be described in many different ways. The waves tumbled, the mountains rustled, and a tsunami roared. When seen from afar, it looked like a mountain range with different heights, enticing people to commit crimes. She took out her energy restoration materials. It was the special material that Mike had sold, which was about to be used up. She frowned and took out the special material that she had bought from Trudio. She noticed that the World Channel had erupted with denunciations towards Trudio. There is indeed a problem. She frowned. I felt that there was a problem since the beginning. The special materials that Trudio sold were drastically inferior. It seems that Mike isn't someone as simple as I thought. There are at least dozens of people on Trudio's side. But the difference between the qualities of the resources is so big. Everyone else said that Mike just got lucky, but wouldn't the natural resources that were picked by luck have been discovered by others already? I think there must be a lot of secrets behind this. Mike? She looked at her private messages. Once again, she rejected an invitation from a party of more than 100 people. At this moment, the one who was suffering the most was none other than everyone from Trudio's side. Originally, the profits kept rising and they were very happy with their daily income, but all of a sudden, they were blocked from trading. Fortunately, their accounts were not blocked and could not be blocked. There were rumors on the internet saying that the reason for the emergence of such a powerful game came from the acquisition of some alien technology. In fact, humans could not control the content of the game too much at the moment. Otherwise, they would not have warned the players that they could kill each other the moment they entered the game. They said that our black-striped grass is poisonous and cannot be sold. Could it be that Mike's black-striped grass is not poisonous? On what basis? Trudio was quite unhappy. It was clearly a black-striped grass that was just dyed. On what basis could they ban them and not ban Mike? It's too unfair. How about we fight Mike to the death? What do you mean? Since we can't benefit from the black-striped grass, we'll expose this inside information. If we can't earn this money, Mike shouldn't be able to earn it either. After discussion, they felt that this was not a bad method. Since there was no way for them to earn money, why should they let Mike earn all of it alone? They released this inside information in the World Channel and the Regional Channel. Trudio's reputation had caught up to Mike's. Now whenever he spoke, naturally, countless people paid attention to him. Everyone understood the inside information. So Mike and Trudio are selling dyed black-striped grass. F***CK. There's a pile of black-striped grass beside me. I've always thought they looked alike, but it was actually the same thing. I feel sick. I've been spending money to buy black-striped grass that's growing everywhere. This is evil. Trudio deserves to be banned from trading. Why shouldn't Mike be banned? Didn't Trudio say that Mike also sells black-striped grass? But Mike's isn't poisonous. Could there be a way to deal with the black-striped grass? There must be a special way to deal with it, such as watering or burning it or something else. Let's brainstorm and explore together. Right. Let's try to figure out the recipe. I thought Mike was some pro, but it turns out he was just lucky to get rid of the poison. When Mike's recipe is cracked, he should be worthless. He must just be some herb god who relied on luck in his early days. I'm going to study the black-striped grass. I'll try my best to pull Mike down from the altar as soon as possible. The various chat channels were trending. Everyone was keen on discussing the method of removing the poison from the black-striped grass. Although we haven't succeeded yet, we'll find the recipe sooner or later, so that Mike won't be able to earn any money. Trudio was slightly satisfied. It's only a matter of time before Mike steps down from the altar. Without the advantage of the black-striped grass, he won't be able to advance at all. We'll be able to manipulate and humiliate him soon enough. As the opinions in the chat channel turned around again and again, Mike was oblivious to them. Chapter 12, Overlord Exotic Beast Egg, Precious Blueprints Drops. Mike had been busy with his own matters. Since the beginning, when the whole world was filled with rumors about Mike and Trudio, to the time Trudio got banned, to the time when Mike's reputation was reversed and countless praises were bestowed upon him, to the end where the matter of the black-striped grass was leaked, which resulted in countless people researching for the recipe in an attempt to drag Mike down from his position. As Mike had not paid attention to the entire process, he was not aware of anything. He had been searching for other materials needed to upgrade the purification spell and made good progress. He had basically found all the materials. It was just a matter of quantity. This meant that in the area where level 20 exotic beasts roamed, he could easily complete the gathering of materials needed to upgrade the purification spell to the intermediate tier. Huh. What's that? Mike glanced at something from the corner of his eye and found that he spotted a form of an exotic beast that he had never seen before. At first glance, he thought it was a normal exotic beast, but upon closer inspection, it wasn't. It was a very strange thing. Mike approached it carefully. He checked the hidden message. Exotic Beast Egg, Overlord. Overview, Poison. Level 0. HP, 76/100. Attack, 0/0. Dual Defense, 100/100. Agility, 0/0. Skill, Deadly Poison, Supreme. Status, Incubating. Description: this is an egg hatched by an Overlord tier exotic beast. The shell contains deadly poison, and touching it will endanger one's life. Breaking this egg would alert the Overlord tier exotic beast. Overlord tier exotic beasts usually have many subordinates, including boss and elite tier ones. Hint: breaking this egg will allow you to obtain important blueprints. Recommendation: please proceed with caution. It is dangerous, but not threatening. So this was an egg. It was actually placed in such a location. It was true that exotic beasts were not aliens. They had crazy strength but lacked intelligence. If they had both, Earth would have been destroyed long ago. It was normal for an exotic beast to lay an egg in such a dangerous place. Breaking it would bring about big trouble. It was dangerous, but not life-threatening. Should I take a gamble for the important blueprint? Mike began to think. He could choose the cautious route, or he could be reckless. If he was cautious, he could slowly obtain the materials and gradually increase his level. It was relatively safer. Either way, sooner or later, he would be leveling up anyway. If he was reckless and if he survived, the materials and experience would definitely grow exponentially. Like for example, even if Mike were to search for half a day, he wouldn't necessarily find a boss, but if he offended an overlord, it would send bosses coming to find trouble with Mike. As long as Mike could defeat them, the bosses would come straight to him like delivery packages. The question was, could Mike defeat them or not? Was he confident that he could survive this? If this isn't a hopeless situation, then I'll give it a try. Mike made up his mind quickly. The Overlord's egg was right in front of him. If he broke it, an important blueprint would appear right away. Wasn't this reckless? That would be too cowardly. Even Mike looked down on himself. Duck it. Mike conjured a fireball and threw it. Boom. 1522. The egg was broken by the fireball, and the pus inside flowed out. Then the eggshell and the pus ignited, and turned into a raging fire. Chirp, chirp. In the blink of an eye, the entire egg turned into ashes on the ground. EXP, silver coins, materials, and other rewards were very common. Mike had a large pile of them in his backpack, and he was already used to ignoring them by default. The focus was on the blueprint. Obtained, beginner magic array blueprint. Magic array. Mike seemed to have heard of this thing somewhere before, and his eyes gradually widened. Could it be that magic array? After examining the array in detail, Mike took a deep breath. He was extremely excited. Yes. This was it. This was it. Beginner magic array blueprint, able to automatically condense and refine the power of the universe. The power of the universe is omnipresent in the world, but 99.6% of it can't be used directly by people. It needs to be refined and modified, and using this array is one of the refining methods. The power of the universe had a wide range of uses. Apart from upgrading skills, it can also recover energy. It is also helpful for forging, crafting, and so on. At the same time, it is also used for protection. The camp is a typical example of the condensation of the power of the universe. However, the camp is far from reaching the level of a beginner tier magic array. Recommend to use. Sure enough, it was this magic array that could upgrade skills. But it wasn't just that. It could also restore energy, increase the success rate and quality of crafting and forging, and it could even erect a safe zone for protection. It could even be straight up called a safe zone. So this game also has a safe zone, it's just that I have to create it myself. Mike suddenly understood and then became excited. Safe zone blueprint. This was awesome. At the very least, the trouble with the Overlord level exotic beasts could be solved. Creating a beginner magic array. Iron ore 62,0 for 1/1,000. Copper ore 45,022 /1,000. Wood 911, for 60 /10,000. Advanced exotic beast materials 225 /100. Colorless crystal 3/10. Mike checked the crafting conditions. The materials he gained from exchanging black-striped grass were like kryptonite. If it weren't for the fact that the game couldn't be recharged, Mike would have recharged at least 1,000,000 times already. Exotic beast materials such as tusks and fur. Mike hunted many exotic beasts that were level 20 and above, and they dropped a lot of advanced exotic beast materials. It's only the colorless crystals that were a headache. Not just for now, but in the future, many places would require the use of colorless crystals. In higher level equipment, skills and job quality. In any case, in any place imaginable, as long as one's level increased, one would need colorless crystals. Mike had only obtained 3 of them so far. Other people might have these things. After all, colorless crystals are just rare, not difficult to obtain. Maybe someone hunted beginner-level exotic beasts and got them instead. Mike placed his hopes on the trade market. Should he continue trading the black-striped grass? Mike felt that it might not be realistic, even though he was clueless about the current development of public opinion. Either way, it was more or less the same. Mike still thought that everyone was leaning toward Trudeau and criticizing him. If he traded the black-striped grass for the colorless crystals, no one would trade. But this was already over. The situation now was that everyone wanted to research the recipe that Mike used to remove the poison from the black-striped grass, and they were all trying their best to drag Mike down. Still, no one would trade colorless crystals with Mike in that situation. Nobody was currently trading with Mike, not even at the expense of iron and copper ores. They were all waiting for the recipe to be deciphered. When that time came, the price would definitely plummet. It would be a loss if they bought it now. I have enough colorless crystals to upgrade the purification spell. Why don't I use the materials to upgrade the purification spell first? Mike muttered to himself. the intermediate purification spell should be able to purify something that can be exchanged for colorless crystals. Mike continued to hunt exotic beasts. By relying on the advantage of being able to see the hidden information, he could save time by only hunting exotic beasts that would drop materials. Finally, he had gathered all the materials. I have to hurry. If I delay any longer, the overlord exotic beasts might discover that their eggs are broken. Mike felt a sense of urgency, and he didn't dare to waste any time. Beginner purification spell, level up successful. Intermediate purification spell. Both the purification effect and the content of the purification had been greatly improved. If he were to purify a stalk of black-striped grass now, it could recover 8 to 20 energy points. He could now purify more than just plants and herbs. Meat. No matter how I look at it, it's supposed to be better than herbs, right? Mike felt that he was headed in a direction with great potential from the start.